Life Audio.
Thank you for listening to Your Daily Bible Verse, the podcast that examines one verse each day to learn more about God and His will for our lives. I'm your host, Kyle Norman. After a brief message from one of our sponsors, we will continue with today's verse.
Grand Canyon University, an affordable, private, Christian university based in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona, is one of the largest universities in the country. Praised for its culture of community and impact, GCU integrates the free market system, a welcoming Christian worldview, and free and open discourse into 369 academic programs with over 300 online. Join a nationwide community of learners redefining what online education looks like through academically rigorous, industry-driven programs that can spark bold ideas and prepare you for a future that matters. In addition to federal grants and aid, GCU's online students receive nearly $161 million in institutional scholarships in 2024. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Private, Christian, affordable. Visit gcu.edu/myoffer to see the scholarships you may qualify for.
Americans have a big healthcare problem. Over 100 million citizens carry medical debt while paying for overpriced and complicated health insurance. As Christians, we don't have to pay for a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is an alternative to health insurance at half the cost. Plus, you can enroll at any time. Stand up to health insurance with a biblical solution. Join CHM today by visiting chministries.org/wellness. That's chministries.org/wellness.
Today's verse is found in Psalm 88, verse 13 and 14. I cry to you for help, Lord. In the morning my prayer comes before you. Why, Lord, do you reject me and hide your face from me? The worst day of my life was when my wife was diagnosed with cancer. We sat in the doctor's office weeping over the news. It came out of the blue, completely unexpected. And in that moment, despite our lifelong faith, our ministry, our knowledge of the scriptures, I'll be honest, faith felt very thin, and God felt very far away. And as a result, our prayer life waned. We simply couldn't find the words to say, to articulate what we were feeling. Have you ever experienced that? One of the hardest situations to pray through is when we can't see the path ahead. Difficulty or tragedy of any kind can rob us of our ability to see the Lord's presence or the Lord's plan. And such times can leave us feeling angry or embittered or discouraged to the point of not being able to pray. And when that happens, it becomes easy to feel condemned because not only are we struggling, but now we can't even pray our way through it. And so, in an act of radical goodness and love, God gives us the Psalms. The Psalms have an important role for Christians. They are sometimes referred to as the prayer book of the Bible. The Psalms have governed the prayer life of the faithful since the day that they were written. Jesus himself quoted the Psalms more than any other Old Testament book. In fact, in the darkest moment of his life, while hanging on the cross with his life slowly ebbing away, it was a psalm that was on his lips. If Jesus turned to the Psalms to articulate his deepest prayers, then surely we can as well. Psalm 88. It gives us a template of how to pray when everything seems to fall apart around us. This psalm is unique in the Bible because the psalm contains no resolution at the end. Where other lament psalms conclude with a hopeful vision for the future, Psalm 88 ends with an articulation of despair. And the fact is, there are times when we feel this. As much as we try to be people of hope and people of faith, there are times when we just can't see the promise ahead, or we don't know how God will save us in this moment. See, God is not interested and prayers of saccharine sentimentality, prayers that sound faithful in word but have no heart to them. God wants us to be honest in our prayers, brutally honest. See, the purpose of prayer is to bring ourselves to Jesus in whatever state we are in. Even in the life of faith, we may feel overwhelmed with troubles and our eyes dim with grief. There may be times where when we feel that as much as we cry out to God day after day, God seems to hide from us. And we may even feel like we are surrounded in darkness. These experiences are not contrary to our life of faith. They're actually part of it. And the fact that these things are written down in the Psalms means that we don't have to deny when they occur in our lives. God's love ensures that we can voice our deepest hurts and complaints. God will not reject us for our struggle or our discouragements. So praying Psalm 88, therefore, is simply communicating our deepest hurts. It's a prayer of radical faith and true honesty. Are you currently in a time where you feel that everything has fallen apart around you? Are you struggling under a weight or a burden that just seems heavier than you can carry? Do you feel that God is far away? If so, perhaps a way forward is to pray through Psalm 88. Now, praying with Psalm 88 is quite easy. Simply read a line and then repeat the line in your own words, tailoring it to your own situation. So you might read, "Why, Lord, do you reject me and hide your face from me?" And then you might pray, "Jesus, sometimes I feel like you don't listen to me or that I'm not important." And as you make your way through the psalm in this way, you will undoubtedly find that your prayers have plunged into a new depth. You may even find yourself articulating prayers that you didn't know you needed to articulate. God invites us to express our hearts honestly and fully. We need not mask our emotions. And the Psalms, particularly Psalm 88, it guides us into a deeper prayer by helping us describe that deep movement of our soul. And because the Psalms cover both the heights and depths of human emotions, we can be assured that no matter what we face in our lives, we are able to voice our prayers before the God who listens to us and stands with us.
Hey there, it's Nicole Eunice, host of the How to Study the Bible podcast, where every single week we join together to encounter God through His Word. You can subscribe at lifeaudio.com.
The Historical Jesus Podcast is the sweeping saga of the life and times of Galilean Jesus of Nazareth, as well as the faith, religion, and church founded to honor and disseminate his acts and teachings. Join me, Mark Vinette, on this fascinating journey through time, exploring the many great works of Christian theology, literature, architecture, music, and art inspired by the words and deeds of Jesus Christ.